I didn't bring my fly rod because I really don't plan on doing a lot of fishing. This is my initial big run down the Yellowstone River. So it's gonna take a while for me to get back into it. I'm excited. I'm gonna do a quick 360 here so you can see my launch spot. Right there's at the launch access. Nice and easy to get in. And that bridge heads over to the south end of the Crazy Mountains, which you can't see them from here because the bank is a little too tall. All right, already learning a couple things. First thing I'm learning is this paddle absolutely sucks. I need to get one with bigger paddles and a longer reach. I'm sitting a little higher than I'm used to. And another thing I forgot, and I thought about it when I first picked this thing up last week, is right here, I didn't get water guards. You can put water guards right above the paddle. Then when you come up, all of this water doesn't run down and get in your lap and on your hands. Okay, I hear some rapids up ahead. I can see them. They're on the right side. I'm gonna hug the left bank, see if I can avoid them, but I can't tell if there's an alternative passage or not. We'll find out here. All right, well, check that crap out. And it's gonna last a bit too. I'm gonna go up further up the bank, try to find a better tree to get under. There we go. There's the river, it's pouring down rain, and I'm under an invasive Russian olive tree. All right, let's let it die down a bit. If you listen careful in the background, you'll hear the thunder. Just got hammered, a little bit wet. Was out on the water and got a bit of a, not a microburst, but a pretty heavy downpour. So I beached it, got underneath this tree on the bank. It's starting to die down a little bit, so I'm getting ready to get right back in the water. So I'll be right back. Like I said, until I get more comfortable, add a few things like the water stocks on the end of the paddle, crap like that. I'm not bringing my fly pole out. I got to figure out a better fly pole rack. If you look at the spinning rig behind my head, the handle sticks into the rod holder. That ain't gonna work for my fly rod. Besides, I like to make a rack right about here that's gonna hold it. To get out here so I can try to get some decent footage. I looked at some really nice selfie sticks, and yeah, I'm not paying $125 to $175 for a titanium and carbon fiber selfie stick to go on my kayak. Okay, we got more water coming up. Well, one thing that's kind of a bummer, when I was getting everything ready earlier today, the sun was out, partly cloudy. I thought it was going to be a nice bright day to get some good footage, and yeah, that didn't quite turn out. One of the big things that's different about this, and the guys that I know that fish this river a lot every year from their drift boats, is you sit a lot higher on the drift boat, and you can see further down to make decisions. I can see now why the kayaks don't give you that. You're closer to the water, I can't see as far ahead. So hopefully I won't get beached. It looks real shallow. There is a little bypass here. I thought this little inlet was a dead end, but it's not. Let's go take a look. Maybe I can get through without getting my feet wet and having to get out the water and drag myself across. I'm absolutely not worried at all about damaging the bottom of the boat. It's high density polyethylene. I've worked with HDPE in the pipe industry as a master journeyman pipe fitter for 40 years. I know how to weld it, I know how to repair it. I can buy HDPE strips, boom, plug it up. See a lot of people on Al Gore's interweb talking about, don't drag it on the rocks, you're gonna make it thin and get a hole, then you'll have to go spend $800 at a boat repair shop to get a $25 repair done. Find it amazing, all of the internet warriors don't use the internet to do research. That's another rant. I'll probably cut that one out. I get past, oh yeah, this is gonna be nice. Yeah, look at that, easy peasy. That would be a good place to throw a spinner, but I'm sitting here on the Yellowstone River. I'm in my brand new Lifetime Angler 100 kayak. I'm not a big kayaker. I got this mainly to do a lot more fishing on the Yellowstone River without having to walk up and down, and plus I enjoy it. It's relaxing. Nice, economical, great. I got thunder boomers coming. Anyway, nice economical boat. This is my maiden voyage. Not really, I did about a quarter mile through some rapids a couple days ago. I may splice that in. And this is gonna be a short one, about 12, 14 miles, maybe 15. Launched at Springdale, I'll pull out at Otter Creek. Boat access is only about 1.5 miles, 2 miles from my house. Get there, pull the phone out of the dry bag, call my wife, she'll come pick me up. To the right. Didn't quite go to the right enough, did I? I hope my Ace Pro body cam's waterproof because it is wet. Bad logs. Now we got to get over to the right a bit. And we're like 2 miles from the house. All right, well, there's our sign. G is missing. Gray Bear access. That's where we put in. That's, as you can see right here, upstream. We did 9.7 miles today. Took about 3.5 hours. Put in a little afternoon, and it's almost 4 now. So yeah, 3 hours 45 minutes. Fantastic. One of my next ones now is to go from here down to Pelican Access at the Gray Cliff Bridge. That'll be 11.3 miles. There's a really good island between here and there that we're definitely gonna hop off, and that'll be a different video. We'll hop off on that island and maybe do some camping there too. All right.